Thirsty Thursday, and boy, do we have the drink to quench your thirst. Double guest Thursday.
Yeah.
Got Tommy Tuberville, former Auburn head coach, Cincinnati head coach, current senator. We're going to talk about this men and women's sports bill that got blocked, like Dikembe Mutombo is there. And then Rusty Mansell, the new darling of the On3 sports community. Dogs HQ, we're going to talk everything college football, including some recruiting. And I did not mean for that to rhyme, but again, I don't know. I'm a modern day, Chaucer.
Yeah, you are, and I'm pumped for this.
I'm pumped for this.
I'm excited for it.
How are you? You pumped?
I'm
over
so
there?
pumped. Good.
Like how pumped?
Like I'm super pumped. May the 4th be with both of you.
Yes.
Thank you.
And
May the 4th
also
be with you, sir.
Thank you.
This is the way.
Here's the real question. This may end up being the poll question, even though I think the answer is obvious. Which Star Wars is better? Old Star Wars? New Star Wars? For me, it's old Star Wars.
For sure. Are you including Mandalorian?
Close.
Well, yeah, and Mandalorian, like Baby Yoda and all this.
Mandalorian mid.
The new generation.
You don't like Mandalorian?
It's the same. Literally, it's the same. Every episode's the same.
Really?
Every episode.
Well, if you're good at making
You
hamburgers,
just don't like
keep
the
making
new season, or you haven't liked any of them?
Well, I haven't watched the last season that came out. I wasn't a huge fan. I'm pretty sure they're coming out with a new one.
I think they did, right?
I think, yeah, but I haven't heard a lot about it. If I don't hear a lot about it, I'm pursuing.
So you haven't seen all of them?
Good.
I haven't
You
seen the
haven't seen all
newest
of
one.
The new one just came out.
Right, the one, isn't Jack Black in there in a scene, and Lizzo, and...
Lizzo.
Jabba's in there. Gorlock is in there. The Destroyer.
I'm just telling you what I heard. I don't know.
She was at a concert the other day, and I think she was just wearing a shoestring.
Really?
Like, I just...
What's wrong?
It just reminds me of, I feel like every time I see something like that, it's like my coach during, conditioning, pulling the trash can out because he knew we were all going to throw up in it. I wonder if they have that at the concert.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with the shoestring?
What's wrong with it?
Yeah.
Well, look, I'll always say this. Spandex is a privilege, not a right. Don't ever forget it. Senate Democrats have blocked a bill to protect women's sports. Makes a lot of sense. The Celtics dominate the 76ers in Game 2, and Novak Djokovic is finally cleared to play in the U.S. Open. Rejoice on a Thursday. I'm Jake Crain, and welcome to Crain & Company. When it comes down to it, there is one guy that the Celtics go to when they have to have it in the playoffs. And that man is not Jason Tatum. Now, I know that Tatum had a record-setting regular season, but we all know that there is a different flavor and intensity and expectation when it comes to the postseason. The Celtics can just ask their city counterpart, the Boston Bruins, who had the greatest regular season in the history of the NHL and got bounced like a toy you get at the dentist's office when you're done in the first round. Now, let's call a spade a spade. Last year in the NBA Finals, Jason Tatum pretty much threw the invisibility cloak on. He didn't score 30 points in any Finals game, and he scored under 14 points twice in the most important games of the series, the first one and the last one. But Jaylen Brown, a.k.a. Batman, was the guy who carried the mail for Boston in crunch time. The Celtics would end up losing to the Warriors, but there was a precedent set in the postseason with this core. And that precedent is, when it's nut-cutting time in the playoffs, the Celtics go to Jaylen Brown. Now, last night, facing a one-game deficit, the script wasn't much different. Because if the 76ers were to win last night, then the Celtics were in big, big trouble going back to Philly. And Jason Tatum scored 7 points, while Jaylen Brown led all scorers with 25. Now, this wasn't the finals, but as I said, it's pretty much a must-win with how hot the 76ers have been and Joel Embiid coming back. Now, foul trouble or not, it's getting tougher and tougher to trust Jason Tatum in crunch time during the playoffs. And we need to start recognizing who the real Mr. Clutch is for the Celtics, and that is Jaylen Brown. And to me, that is the true definition of a superstar. I'm going to go and bring in my co-host, David Cohn, former Michigan quarterback, other co-host, Blaine Crain, former Western State, Colorado wide receiver. And guys, Jason Tatum is unbelievably talented. But at some point, if I'm a Celtics fan, and I think Celtics fans are already ahead of me,
You think so?
I think they're already ahead of me. They know better than anybody. You can't trust this guy when it matters, man. You just can't. So if he goes and balls out in a huge game, great, that's extra. But it's Jaylen Brown when it comes down to it. And it's obvious if you don't have some overt bias toward Jason Tatum. I don't know how you can sit here. I mean, women lie, men lie. The numbers don't lie. And we're not talking about the regular season. There's a reason it's called regular. The postseason is irregular. You find out who's really about it.
Well, Jaylen Brown's a Georgia boy, Wheeler High School, so raise your hand if you're surprised. Not me. I don't know why he went to Cal that 1 year. You know, I think he should have come up to Ann Arbor, but...
And not Kentucky Cal.
No, exactly. But, man, just a phenomenal player, like you said, really shows up in the postseason. It's going to get really interesting to me if Boston down the road has to decide between these two guys, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. If they can only keep one, if they get to that position. I want to hear your thoughts on this in a second. The other thing I just wanted to say is how unpredictable professional sports is. I mean, the 76ers go into the Garden without the league MVP and beat the Celtics. They go into the Garden with their MVP coming back, and they get blown out. Like you have no idea in professional sports.
Yeah, it's what makes it fun and interesting. I think they'll keep Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown's going to end up at the Hawks.
I think you're probably
right.
Well,
I mean, you saw that a little bit of that talk this year coming out.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised. Look, I love both these guys. I think they're both phenomenal players. When it comes to clutch time, I feel like Jaylen Brown has stepped up and answered the call. But when it comes down to overall better playoff player, it's Jason Tatum. I think the stats show that too. But I would agree when it comes to clutch time, especially last year, Brown was that guy they went to. And you're going to be an impact player. If you're going to be remembered, when you get remembered in the clutch. So that game was so interesting to me. First of all, you didn't just lose if you're the 76ers. That was assault. That was a beatdown from that game started. It's just really strange that when Joel Embiid comes back, that's when it happens. You put an MVP back in there, that's when it happens. Obviously, James Harden didn't even have close to the game that he had in the first game. And that's what James Harden does sometimes. Coming off 10 days of rest, you saw James, healthy. James was getting by people. You went 2 for 14 from the field. I think had 12 points. And you didn't, hell, Cody, you had him 15 and a half. I'm pretty sure they lost by 30. So but you got what you wanted to out of the road. If you're you split 1-1, you're coming back home. How healthy is Joel Embiid?
All right, why did you play him like that?
That's what we talked about yesterday on the show. If he's not fully healthy, which I don't think he looked fully healthy, then why play him?
He played 27 minutes last night, which is the second least out of any of the starters. P.J. Tucker played 21 minutes, but, P.J. Tucker's a defensive specialist. That's what he is now. But just looking at the numbers, James Harden did finish with a double-double. I do want to give him credit there. He did have 10 boards. But Joel Embiid, there was no point in rolling. Watching, that was not 90% Joel Embiid. Like, the thought, I'm sure Doc was like, man, if we could steal another one and go up 2-0, we could go close this bad boy out at home. We could sweep them. But either way, you stole one on the road, and that's the whole goal. You didn't score 30 points in any quarter, all right? You scored 22 in the first. I'm talking about the Sixers. 27 in the second. You can't score 38 points in a half.
What was the score at halftime there?
The score at halftime was, let me do the quick math. See, the Sixers had 49. It was 57-49 in the second half. The Sixers got outscored 64-38.
Yeah, so I wonder, and that's kind of what I remembered. I remember being close at halftime, and then I was, bouncing around between the hockey games, and all of a sudden in the fourth, they're getting blown out. I wonder if it had been tight at the end there, if you would have seen those guys play more minutes, and maybe Joel Embiid
it would have
been healthier down the stretch. On the Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum question again, how much of that has to do with expectations? How much of it is you expect Jason Tatum to be the superstar on the team, so when he sort of turns down big moments, we criticize him more, whereas does Jaylen Brown find himself in a position, which is a great position, where it's like, well, they see me as the sidekick, even though I can be a number one for a lot of teams. So when I do well, it's sort of like the backup quarterback syndrome.
The way I always look at it, I will never get mad at somebody making the right play. Blaine makes this point about LeBron, and I agree with it. If you have guys that can make plays around you, sometimes you do, as the superstar, have to take over, but you can take over in a lot of ways. I think we kind of get a little bit narrow-minded about how to take over a game. There's a lot of things you can do. It's not like Jason Tatum is getting doubled at the end of these games in clutch moments. Like just go back and watch the finals last year. What I see is it's almost like when it comes down to the biggest moments of the game, the ball gets dribbled down, it gets given to Jaylen Brown, and everybody just understands what's going to happen. Because if you're just a run-of-the-mill NBA fan, and I say name one player on the Celtics, there's a lot more people. If I polled 100 people, there's a lot more people that will say Jason Tatum than they will Jaylen Brown. But there's just, and we all know this, if you follow sports and you play sports, there are some guys that don't just demand respect, they demand the ball. And it just seems that in the jungle of the Celtics team, that when it comes down to the boss fighting the boss, Jaylen Brown is the one they send out. That's the one they send. And that doesn't mean Jason Tatum's a bad player. Jason Tatum's an incredible player. There's been a lot of really good players that were great in the regular season and had some moments in the playoffs, but when it comes down to it, they're not the guy. There's some guys that are. Robert Horry wasn't the best player on the team, but when it came down to crunch time in the finals or big shots, he was taking it. You want to know why? Because he'd make it. He'd make the player. He'd give you a chance. So do I think Jason Tatum is a better basketball player than Jaylen Brown? I do. Mm-hmm. Do I think Jaylen Brown's a more clutch basketball player than Jason Tatum? I do. And those two things can be true at once.
I agree with that, but I do think if we're going to deal somebody next year, it will be Jaylen Brown. I think you can get a lot for him. I think Jaylen Brown can go be a star. He's a star already, in my opinion. Like I really think he's that good. You can distribute to another team, put him in the Hawks. What you can get back for Jaylen Brown if you're the Celtics is a huge win. And what Jake said, I'm always for a guy taking over when it's the right time, but I'll never go against a guy making the right play at the right time.
Well, you can take over and make the right play.
You go to the Warriors, right? Go to the Warriors game. What happened at the end of that game against the Lakers? I'm fine with Jordan Poole taking that shot. All right, you're open. Would I rather you be a little bit closer to the three-point line, not that far away? For sure. But Steph made the right play because he got what? He got doubled. He kicked it to one of the best three-point shooters on the team, and him, Clay, and Steph, and the kid just missed it. But I'll never get mad at you for, one, taking the shot. I think it takes a little bit of gumption to do that anyways. But two, making the right decision.
Yeah. Well, to me, there's two different kinds of open, right? If I'm passing to a guy that's open on the three-point line to take a winning shot and he's not a great three-point shooter, that was a bad pass. I should have shot it. But if we're down 1 or 2 and he's cutting to the goal wide open for a dunk, or I'm Klay Thompson and there's Steph Curry that's wide open on the three-point line, it's not just the pass or the shot, it's the personnel that goes along with it. And I think we cut it so short when we don't look at it and understand the mechanics of the game and what goes into it. But I don't want to stick there too long. We got Tommy Tuberville coming on here in 18 minutes. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that like button. And I tell you what I'd subscribe to and I like. It's our friends over at DraftKings. All right, NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs. It's a great time for sports when there's not NFL or college football because we all know who daddy is. It's NFL and college football, but this is a year-round situation, baby, and we got college baseball. And if you download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now and sign up with our code BOOSTER, that's BOOSTER, new customers can make a $5 bet and score $150 in bonus bets instantly. That's only at DraftKings Sportsbook with our code BOOSTER. I'm going to give a shout-out to the Canes last night, big dub, and I parlayed that bad boy with the Las Vegas Golden Knights of Las Vegas.
You had the Canes
plus 1.5.
And the Knights?
Well, I had the Canes money line, and I had the Golden Knights plus 1.5. Parlayed that. I think it was plus 150 something.
Nice bet.
Last night, so that was a nice hit. I was pretty jacked in and emotional about that one.
That's a nice hit right there.
Yeah, I felt pretty good about it.
How about Lakers Warriors tonight, game 2? Who you taking?
I'm not touching it.
Not touching it?
What is it? Spread.
It was, I want to say it was Warriors -6.
Yep. -6.
But you can find that spread at DraftKings Sportsbook.
Yeah.
Make sure you use the promo
Over
code.
under 227.5.
Ooh, I like the Warriors. God, Anthony Davis. I don't know.
Well, the Warriors they have to have it. They have to have it.
I don't know who's going to stop Anthony Davis. The Warriors. Like I don't. You might have to call the Avengers.
He's got to stop himself.
Yeah, that's it.
What did Shannon Sharp say? Calling the National Guard. Somebody help these men. Let's go to the Booster Club real quick.
All right, let's go to Mad Veg.
Oh God,
he's mad and a veg. People forget that Michael Jordan made the right play. Look at the end of the game of Game 6 of the 1997 Finals. He gave the game-winning shot to Kerr because he was open.
Yep.
A lot of people knock Braun on that stuff, kicking to the right guy at the right moment. But I feel like no matter who you are, right, if the situation comes to the point where you're doubled or someone's wide open, these guys are NBA players.
When you win, no one has any questions.
Exactly.
Right? You kick it to Steve Kerr and the Bulls win a championship, no one has any questions. They talk about Michael Jordan's greatness. LeBron kicks it out to Ray Allen. If they hit a shot and they win and the Heat win a championship, right, they talk about LeBron's greatness. It's when a big player turns it down and the team doesn't then win the championship or the game that you're talking about.
Yeah, hindsight's always 20/20. It's always 20.
All right, let's go to Mike RFF. It's a lifestyle, guys. Did y'all know that?
I did.
No, you didn't. Does Jaylen Brown become the star player for the Celtics next year, or is he in another jersey? Kind of hit on this earlier. What do y'all think?
If anybody's gone, I think it's Jaylen Brown. Because I mean, if they trade Jason Tatum is the namesake for the Celtics. I mean, can we all agree with that? I mean, he's their guy, right? He is their Avenger. So they're not going to get rid of him, and you could get a ton for Jaylen Brown, but you're also losing a ton.
All right, let's go to Seth McDonald. Hit level 38 today.
Wow.
Congratulations, Seth. Just a couple more before I hit the mid-boss. Y'all know where the save button is.
The save button? Yeah, it's an Epic Will. Go to Epic Will, use our promo code, and you can hit that save button. That's exactly
funny.
what that is. Hey, do we have any more donos? We're gonna move.
We
on?
have 3 donos.
Oh, wow.
But, I'm going to get to one of them right now. The other one's about baseball. We'll get into that in a little bit. Ryan Gade, $5 donation. Start bench cut for Coney. All right, Braves, Michigan, and Black Rifle Coffee.
Oh God.
Well, look. Right now, I got to start Black Rifle Coffee.
Smart man.
They're sponsoring the show.
One of them's giving you money.
And then after that, we gotta start Michigan. That's the alma mater.
I knew.
You know what I mean?
We're in a Braves fan.
And we gotta chop.
I knew it.
Chop on.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see what
But
I'm
you're
saying?
cutting them.
No, I didn't say that.
Well,
But
he's
you got to.
chopping.
It's the
He's
game.
chopping.
It's the game.
So you're cutting.
Yeah.
them.
Chop on.
Chopping.
But you know what?
It's a pleating in the pants.
While it's an unfortunate situation for them in that
Okay.
scenario, I will play this sound effect for them.
How dare you?
Hey, what? 14 runs yesterday? 14 runs?
Knocked him
I got
around a
Ozzy
little
and Austin on the fence. How about Ozuna? Ozuna's starting to hit. You better, make sure you get off the roads when it's late at night. But also, Ozuna's starting to hit.
All right, let's go to Chris E. $5 donation. Appreciate it, Chris. How about that doubleheader win against the Mets?
Woo!
Can I get an eat 'em up Tigers? Go Tigers.
Yes, I do have Max Scherzer on my fantasy team, so I was a little bit pissed about it, but I will never. And listen, our Mets fans out there, I love you guys. I appreciate you.
No,
but I think you can respect me enough as a Major League Baseball fan, as a Braves fan. We're all fans of somebody. If the Mets do good, I'll tell you they're doing good. I'm not going to sit here and cap, but let's be honest. Are my feelings hurt that they got swept by the Tigers of Detroit? No, not at all. I mean, I watched a guy named Torkelson hit a double off you. I mean, I don't know how you recover from that. I'm thinking about trading you, to be honest with you, after that.
All right, let's go to Jeremy White with a $2 donation. Thank you, Jeremy. He says, shout out to my dog, Dingo, who got attacked, recovering from serious surgery. Thoughts, prayers, much love. Love all you guys do, by the way, Jeremy.
Hey, hold on. Who attacked Dingo?
It sounded like another dog.
What's his name? Don't worry, Agent Millie's on the case.
Agent Millie.
Yeah, you don't want those problems.
Prayers,
French
Jeremy.
bulldog. Their noses are like that because that's how they catch lions. But no, I hope Dingo's okay. Give my love, and listen, we need to squat up and handle business. I know Ace Ventura, so just let me know.
All right, Cole Frink, $2 donation.
There he is.
Cole, what other sports did y'all play besides football?
All of them.
Everything but soccer.
Yeah.
And hockey, I guess.
I played soccer when I was 9, and halfway through the first game, my dad said I walked over there and was like, "This is stupid."
When what?
So I played soccer when I was like 8,
You said
9.
this is stupid?
No, I was playing soccer, and in the middle of the first game, because you understand, I was playing T-ball, and we had like a 9, 10-year-old travel team. Yeah. All right, so like this is a very serious situation. When I played soccer halfway through the first game, I literally, during the game, walked over to my parents, looked at my dad, and was like, "I don't want to play this. This is stupid."
Wow.
And we went home.
Y'all went home?
Yeah, and part of him, I think, was really proud of me.
He was proud of you that day?
I think that's when he
I never played soccer. Never played hockey either, but in all fairness, being from South Georgia, we didn't really know hockey.
Yeah, we didn't have
existed
hockey.
Till I got older.
There's not a lot of ice in Georgia right now.
Yeah, you know where the ice was where I'm from? Here's what you do.
your
You get a
sweet
cup,
tea.
and you press that thing, and then the ice comes out of it.
But I found hockey later in life, and I love it.
Well, I do want to
Obsessed
say
with it
this.
now.
I did have my first kiss at Lambert Skate Center.
Really?
Yeah.
What was?
Now
Never
just-
mind. I'm not gonna say it. That's
Wait.
It wasn't ice at Lambert Skate Center.
I know it wasn't ice at Lambert Skate Center. I wasn't saying that's the arena that the Blackhawks played in. It was just one of those old places where you go get the roller skates with the 4 wheels on them. But yeah, man, Lambert Skate Center. Dark in there, the disco balls, like one of those disco nights.
Was it a?
What was his
Was it a
name?
girl? So he.
I wasn't gonna go. That was
You were going to.
I was gonna say
You were going to. I knew
why I can't
exactly
say
where you were
things in
going. Oh, man.
Man, that was crazy. That was 4 years ago.
Let's go to. Hope he's doing great.
Oh, good times. Good times.
Let's go to Tux Beeman, man. Missed a 7-leg parlay by 1 leg yesterday.
Who blew it?
The Braves.
The Braves?
They won 14 to 6.
I don't know.
What did you have, man?
Yeah, I don't know. That's weird.
They hit 6 home runs yesterday. What did you bet?
Maybe he took the alt line like them by.
Who they play?
Who
They play?
played the Marlins.
Marlins, yeah.
No way.
Got me a Marlin.
Tug, no way you took the Marlins. No one's bets on the Marlins to win anything.
Yeah, if you took Braxton Garrett and the Marlins, man, that was a tough one. It was a matter of time before the Braves started
Olsen.
to
He
hit.
had something with Olsen.
Oh, we had something with Olsen?
Yeah. I don't know what it was.
Well, I love Matty. Well, man, you know, that'll drive you to drink. And guess what? I found the cheat code to turning into Tom Cruise from Cocktail. Like, we know, guys, we always want to say, yeah, we know how to make that drink. You know, we're having a party over there. We know how to make that drink. We all know you don't, okay? We know you don't. You don't have to act cool because guess what? I'm letting science take care of it. With our friends over at Bartesian. We have one in our house, okay? And it doesn't just make alcoholic drinks. Think about it like the way a lot of people make their coffee, a certain machine, but this is for cocktails, and it's fantastic. They send you all the ingredients. It's really easy. There's like different canisters. You put like vodka in one and tequila in the other one and, you know, whiskey, whatever you want in the other one, and it mixes the drinks. It's so easy. When it comes to, see, I'm like old fashions, all right? I'm a big old fashioned guy. They make it really, really easy for me. Remember we brought it in here for the live stream?
We're the live stream.
All right, really, really easy to use. And after a long day, you come home, how about a freshly mixed, perfectly balanced cocktail at just the touch of a button? The Bartesian makes premium cocktails easier than making a cup of coffee. And it's a perfect addition for every party with practically no cleanup. Quick in and out, very easy. Choose from over 50 different cocktails like margaritas, martinis, already told you about old fashions, to the most exotic premium cocktails served in the best bars today. The Bartesian lets you customize the strength of each drink from mocktail to strong. These people thought of everything.
There you go.
All right, I haven't seen a machine created that was this in-depth since Alan Turing went to Bletchley Park and they broke the enigma by making the first computer.
Wow.
This is the next version of it. So become an at-home mixologist with the Bartesian cocktail maker, and it'll make you look good in front of girls and your friends, okay? So get free cocktails and free shipping when you text, okay, with your phone, your hand computer, CRAIN, that's Crain, to 64,000. That's a 6, a 4, and 3 zeros. That's CRAIN to 64,000. If you're looking for a great gift this Valentine's Day too, woo! Bartesian, baby. Put the cocktail shaker down and text Crain, CRAIN, to 64,000. This message and data rates may apply. See terms for details. Don't go to the bar, be the bar.
People need to do
pass
this.
the bar.
They need to do this now. Maybe we'll get a little chant going so they remember the 64,000.
Yeah.
64,000.
That feels forced.
64,000.
It does. See,
64,000.
How about this one?
You forget the number.
It has to be natty.
How about this one? CRAIN to 64,000. CRAIN to
That one's-
64,000.
I hate both of those.
Well, see, you
good
hate it, but
too.
you'll remember it. That's the whole point.
There's
Like the
nothing
Whopper song.
There's nothing like a great old.
You're talking about like Whopper, Whopper, Whopper,
I'm a huge
Whopper,
old fan.
64,000 to Crain, and you get the bar.
Stop trying to make fetch a thing
Mixer.
of it.
Yes.
I'm PC principal in it right now.
Try forgetting it. Try forgetting it now.
Dude. It's still a thing. It's still on TV.
You just misgender me, bro?
Yeah. Shut up, Leslie.
All right, let's
All right. Lakers Warriors game 2
Yes.
in Golden State. You know, the Warriors went down 0-2 to the Kings, came back and won that series. Not likely to do that against a LeBron team to me. So you think Golden State needs to get this one tonight?
They have to get this one. If you don't win this one, you're in, and I know it's Golden State, but you're in a lot of trouble. Here's the thing, Anthony Davis figured it out right now. This is the one thing that, and we've talked about Anthony Davis, so I'm blue in the face, and I don't want to spend too much time on it, but I do think the Warriors find a way. Look, Looney had 23 rebounds, and Anthony Davis still dominated. That's not easy to do. Steph Curry's going to have to be Steph Curry for them to win the series. I know that sounds obvious, but Klay Thompson had a good game one, I thought. But Draymond Green and Wiggins, those are the points we made. I think you are going to see real Steph. I think you are going to see real Klay. Draymond can't get in foul trouble. And then Andrew Wiggins can't disappear in other areas. Andrew Wiggins is a big body guard. That's what he is. You need to rebound. You need to assist. You need to be the person that's able to facilitate and score when we know the defenses are keying on Steph Curry and Klay Thompson.
Okay, I just want to say this, and I just want to get it off my chest, all right? I know it's one game, and the Warriors probably going to be a 7-game series. The Warriors will probably win it. But if LeBron James wins another title, I'm going to be hell on the show every day. I don't care. I don't care what we're talking about, all right? Could be football, could be squirrel hunting, all right? I'm just going to go right to the LeBron MJ debate. The entire time, the entire show.
Well, if you're going to say that, if Steph Curry beats LeBron again, at what point do we start saying Steph Curry's better than LeBron?
Check.
That's a conversation I'm willing to have. That's a conversation I'm willing to have for sure.
Yeah, okay.
I think Steph's the best point guard to ever play, the best shooter to ever play. But the
best shooter to ever play for sure.
I just feel like Draymond Green's got to be the difference in this series, and I don't think he has to rack up 20+ points. No. But I think like Draymond with the flow of this offense, anything under 30 for Steph, I think the Warriors lose.
I wonder what the Warriors' record is when Draymond gets at least 7 assists and 7 rebounds. Like, I wonder what it is. Not even points. I'm not even talking about points.
No, exactly.
There's a number in there that explains a lot. Because we know Draymond is an integral part of the Warriors, not just mentally, but on the court. I mean, that's what separates him, right? He's kind of that power forward, that swing guy that can handle the ball, and he's an incredible passer. Draymond's an incredible passer for his size. So there's a number there that I need to see that probably correlates. I think it'd be staggering, to be honest with you. I really do.
I'm looking at Andrew Wiggins, too, in this series. I know we were talking about it, but no blocks, no steals, no assists last game. Mm-hmm. I think he only had 6 rebounds, something like that. So how's he going to contribute, especially on the defensive end of the floor? And can they, if Anthony Davis is going to stay healthy, can they get him in foul trouble maybe?
Yeah.
It's going to be tough.
Yeah, well, a guy that knows a lot about getting a defense to contribute. Our next guest, Senator Tommy Tuberville. We're really, really excited to get him on. Going to bring him on here in 1 second. We're going to talk a little bit of everything about the Senate, getting blocked, basically protect women in sports acts. We're going to bring Coach Tuberville on here in a second. Booster Club, real quick.
All right, let's go to Jay Hudson Reflection. Huddy, what's up?
What's up?
Brother.
I thought they were going to put you on the back of a milk carton.
Jeez, my guy. All right, he says, Steph is the best point guard to play. We agree there, Blaine. I will even give you LeBron as the best forward to play the game. Thanks. Put him at guard position with MJ and Kobe, though, and it'll be a different story. Huddy, I'd love to see you back in here, and I love when you come in here and choose violence.
Yes,
all right?
me
But
too.
obviously, LeBron's the best forward to play the game. I mean, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out.
He's one of the best.
He is the best, right? The best. If anything, what would you say? MJ was a shooting guard, a 2-guard?
Yeah.
Okay, so, I mean, the Steph conversation I can get. We can sit here and have the conversation about LeBron and MJ, and trust me, I can't wait to have the conversation. But at the end of the day, we'll see how these play out. Let's go to Sasha. Guys, only reason Blaine is willing to have the conversation is because he knows deep down that MJ is the GOAT. Sasha, don't start with me today.
Good job,
we're
Sasha.
not. Don't start with me today because I will do it.
Don't do it. You said you would never do it when you're wearing a jean jacket.
Look, I'll do it when I'm wearing a jean jacket.
You made me that promise. But all right, y'all ready for Senator Tuberville?
I'm ready.
Absolutely.
All right, Senator Tuberville, how's it going?
Better known as Coach, right?
Coach Tuberville. See, I go back and forth. Me and you, I think we laughed about this last time. I'm like, if I call him, I feel like by law, now I have to say senator or like congressman or something like that. But it's Coach Tuberville.
That's how you know he's
That's how I grew up knowing Coach Tuberville.
Don't run from
Coach
your roots.
Tubbs. I'm not going to run from my roots. You know that. But we really appreciate you joining us this morning.
Yeah, great to be on. Beautiful day here in the swamp today. We hadn't had sunshine in a while, and rightly so. I mean, this is a circus up here right now. The Democrats have lost their mind. But it is what it is. We live in the greatest country on the face of the earth, and thank God, because we'd be crumbling right now if we didn't.
No, that's exactly right. And Coach, I want to start there. Obviously, the other side has now blocked the bill that was passed in the House that was sent over there. And here's where I think the gamesmanship is. And it's sick that we even have to talk about gamesmanship in this situation, but it is what it is. I don't understand how it keeps getting portrayed like this is taking away anybody's rights. This isn't stopping anybody from doing anything other than invading women's sports. Nobody's saying that if you're trans or whatever that you can't play sports. You just have to play against the same sex that you were born as, but it's being portrayed as anti-trans. That's like me going up and punching David in the face and then calling him a violent person. I don't understand
Don't do that.
That'd be sweet.
You know, it's all about fairness. I mean, this country, you're supposed to have an opportunity to do what you want to do and be who you want to be. Now, I'm not, hey, you want to be trans, you want to be gay, you want to be straight, You want to be rich, you want to be poor. Hey, you can do whatever you want to do. But when it comes to fairness against other people, you have to go by the rules and the law. But the Democrats have absolutely lost it. You know, this bill passed, the Protect Women and Girls in Sports Act, passed the House a couple of weeks ago. And I brought it to the floor, I guess, last week of the Senate. And I go around and ask some of my friends on Democratic side, hey, surely you're going to vote with me here, right? You're going to be on this side. And they can't make a straight face because up here, guys, it's all about getting reelected. And so they have to follow the party line. They know they won't get any campaign money if they go against the radical far left that Joe Biden's created in this country in the last 2 years. And it's ironic, it's moronic, and it's stupid. It's what it is. You know, it really makes me mad to know that young girls aren't going to have the same opportunities that boys have. Title IX has been great. Joe Biden has taken a sledgehammer to it, and it's getting ready to just crack it wide open.
Yeah, to me, it's the ultimate irony. Title IX was put in place to protect women's sports and fairness in women's sports from men. And now you're using Title IX basically saying that it's allowing men now to take over women's sports. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Coach Tuberville, as somebody that you know understands, you know, you're dealing with people, especially up there. I've never been in it. I don't understand it. But is there any other option? You know, if they say they're not going to take it up, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a congressman. I don't, you know, I know what the hopper is and all that stuff. It's not just something you put in a paintball gun. But is there any recourse for you guys, because you are not in the majority in the Senate, to be able to do something? Or is this just, hey, the shot went up, we blocked it, it doesn't matter, you're just going to have to take it?
Well, the problem that we have here is we can do all we can possibly do, which is basically what I did. And when as you just said, if you don't have the majority, you're swinging a short stick up here in the Senate. And that's the reason I just shocked that the American people voted these clowns back in last November. And we had some good candidates there. Well, you didn't have good candidates. That's a bunch of BS. So it's an excuse. But here's what's happening. In about 2 weeks, Joe Biden is putting an executive order down to all the schools across the country saying, all right, here's the new deal. Title IX is still in effect. But if you do not allow biological boys to play against women, if they say they're a woman and you disallow that, you're going to lose your federal funding. That starts in 2 weeks. So basically in the 2023 school year, starting August, September, we're going to have a new law from the White House, from the Democrats, saying, the heck with y'all. We want the 0.03% of the people that think that they're boys instead of girls, or vice versa. They get an opportunity to compete against who they want to. And here's their reason. They said it's such a small percentage. Think about this. Coaches love to win, and especially in college sports. You know, I was in it for a long time, and you have to try to keep your job. And the only way to do that is winning. What's going to happen is you're going to have a surge of biological boys saying, hey, they're going to let me compete against women. I'm going to do this. And then you're going to have coaches that's going to start recruiting these biological boys in women's sports in college. And so it's going to turn out to be a non-factor for women and girls. They're not going to have the opportunities that young men have had and young boys have had. And it's going to go back to no Title IX. And it's going to be a disaster. But you can't reason with these people up here. They don't understand that. They think that everybody's just going to do the right thing. And that's not going to happen.
No, what scares me is the NIL too. Can you imagine? I mean, look at some of these people right now that aren't even involved in sports. I mean, look at what's going on with Bud Light and the Dylan Mulvaney situation. What's going to happen when all of a sudden Don Staley signs a 6'8" dude that was a Division III basketball player who was okay, and he's going to look like Magic Johnson against all these women, and he's going to be sponsored by everybody under the sun. This is the crazy, David. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, and it seems to have happened fairly quickly here. Coach Tuberville, we've seen many prominent female athletes, such as Megan Rapinoe with U.S. Soccer and Sue Bird with the WNBA, not only voice their opposition to the Protect Girls in Sports Act, but actively sign petitions against it. We've seen another situation this week with a man winning a championship, this time in cycling with the Tour of the Gila race that we were talking about, the iconic race. Many women praised that victory by that man. My question to you is, if female athletes won't even stand up to keep men out of their competitions, is this going to end up being a lost cause?
Yeah, if the Rapone girl is just talking about, where she's retired now out of soccer, and she was a pretty average player, but she was an activist, and this mainstream media gave her a loudspeaker to voice her opinion, and that's fine. But the problem is, if she's voicing now her opinion that, hey, trans boys should be able to compete against women. Well, if that would have happened during her career, she'd have been working at Safeway or Piggly Wiggly. She would have never got on the field. But now that she's retired, oh, yeah, I'm all for this. And that's the biggest bunch of crap I've ever heard. They stand up supposedly for all this activist stuff, but they don't stand up for what's right, what's right in this country. It's just, as I go back to what I said earlier, the main point about this is it's not fair. It's not fair to girls to know that they're going to be playing for second or third. This Leah Thomas says, well, she beat Riley Gaines and everything is working out fine. Nobody should complain. Riley Gaines is 5'7". Leah Thomas was 6'4". You think that's fair? They're out of their mind. But the whole country right now is just going nuts. And I don't know if you've seen we're having the same problems in the military right now. They're having the Navy came out with a trans person advertisement for recruitment. Now, how many people you think looked at that across this country and go, well, if that's what they're recruiting, there's no way I'm getting in it. And we're way behind in recruiting in every facet of the military, every Navy, Army, they're destroying it. This woke agenda that the Secretary of Defense and all the commanders have of recruiting are absolutely ruining the number one and most important thing in our country, which is national security. That's our military. Yeah. And it's becoming just as woke as the far left Democratic Party.
Well, what are we going to do? Go over there and just dance China to death, or just kiss them to death? Is that what we're going to do if it goes down? Well, it's a joke.
It's so funny to see our military videos and go look at Russia's military.
Yeah, go look at their military videos. I watched one. I watched one the other day that they're literally teaching kids in China how to take a gun apart and put it back together. We're to the point now where it's dangerous for us, and I agree 100%. Like, it's, again, love who you want to love. If you want to go when you get done being in the military, or you're off base or whatever, if you want to dress up like Bucky the Badger, that's great. Go ahead and do it. Knock yourself out. But we're gonna go fight with these. I'm sorry. It don't work like that.
Okay,
what they're also teaching in China is math and science and chemistry. And what are we doing here? We're teaching critical race theory, all these woke agenda, social issue, identity politics things, and it's ruining us. It is absolutely ruining this country, and we're going to rot from inside out. How about teaching some math and English and getting our kids proficient? The other day, I looked at a report out of Baltimore. 28 schools reported that there was zero kids that were proficient in math. Zero,
not one.
Not one. And we've got the Democrats saying, "Hey, we're just doing the right thing because it's a fairness thing." I tell you what,
stupidity's a fairness thing. Like that's
be fair. Don't make it so hard. Let's downgrade everything to where everybody's on the same level. This country challenged each other for 7 years, and now we're going backwards. And parents and the people across the country better wake up, because if they're looking at this next election like, well, I don't like a mean person, somebody talks real tough. I'm a Trump guy, okay? Yeah, he talks tough, and we better get somebody in this country that loves the country, number one, but will speak out and fight against this criminal actions, is what I call it, across the country in terms of education and crime and the borders out of control. I don't know where people are, I guess they're satisfied with things at home, but they better wake up and smell the roses, and hopefully they get some correct mainstream media talk in the next year and a half. Get away from that CNN and MSN and watch something that's actually true news.
Yeah. Well, we used to be a country where, you rattle our cage, this big dog.
Yeah, we went from storming the beaches in Normandy to men wearing bikinis on them.
We're not that anymore, but for sure. But Coach Tubbs, this is what I want to know. How do you mentally get yourself ready to go talk to these people who are okay with men being in women's sports. Because if it was me, I would lose my mind. Because you used to be a coach. You get to a certain level on a bowling point where there's no coming back. All right, you'll say what you need to say, but how do you mentally get yourself ready to get in this situation with people? It doesn't matter being right or wrong, but it's dying along a party line.
Like you did against Florida, Coach. Like you did against Florida.
Well, if I had to get elected anything up here with all 99 other senators, I wouldn't be able to be elected dog catcher. They don't like me because I do speak out. I tell them, I love this country, and I really believe, and as I said the other day, Title IX and the young people in our country are our number one commodity, and we're failing them. The adults in the room, the people up here, Republicans and Democrats. Republicans, we don't fight enough. We should fight harder, for the number one commodity in this country, all of our kids. We're allowing this stuff to be taught in our schools. The border's open. We have got to stand up. And then there's some good Democrats. I know there are. They're deep down, they don't believe this stuff that they vote for. But, continue to vote for it and giving Joe Biden or whoever's running our country. I mean, this guy, he can't get off the stage by himself, but he's making our foreign policy. Folks, hey, let me tell you something. I'm on the Armed Services Committee. This is the most dangerous time that I've ever seen in mine in your lifetime in terms of foreign relations. All the fires in Iran and Ukraine and Russia and China, we're in trouble.
They smell blood in the water. They smell blood in the water.
They do. And why not? I mean, this guy, when he left Afghanistan and we left Americans there, we got people killed. We gave up the number one military base in the world, just gave it up that we had $100 billion worth of equipment. I mean, it's just, you can't make this up. You can't. And it's just, they're just trying to do as much damage as they can. And they think they can hold on to the presidency in a year and a half. And Lord help us if they do, because I don't know if we can withstand another few years of this.
Well, to quote Mike Tyson, or the way I see it, everybody's woke till you get punched in the face. Appreciate it, Coach Tuberville. It's fantastic to have you on. Great stuff as usual. Thanks for fighting for us. Thanks for fighting for women's sports, because it seems like there's a lot less people that are fighting for it in important places than there should be right now, and you guys are fighting the good fight.
Thank you. Think it all adds up, and we just got to keep praying for our country every day. So God bless.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Current Senator, 2004 National Champion Coach.
Ooh.
Tommy Tuberville. That's
that
right,
official?
I said it. That's right. I said it.
Official.
Bama can claim like 1942 National Championship when we're in the middle of fighting the Nazis, but I can't claim a 2004 one when we're undefeated.
Central Florida claimed one too.
I don't want it.
Yeah, but that's different. I mean, y'all played in a kindergarten conference.
That USC team was really good. 2004, they're really good.
Yeah, but so was the Auburn team.
Yeah, I know.
Jason Campbell, Ronnie Brown, Cadillac
really
Williams. Come on now. Let's be honest. I think you had 4 offensive
Who was on that
linemen in
Virginia
the
Tech
NFL.
team? Was that Marcus Vick?
No, it wasn't Marcus Vick. It was right-hander.
They were cold.
Randall? Something Randall?
They had like 2 DBs that were super cold.
No, that was a really good Virginia Tech team. All right, let's get to rapid fire because we got Rusty Mansell.
All right.
Pew, pew, pew.
Pew, pew, pew. Okay. Talking about Auburn football. Your boy, TJ Finley, entered the transfer portal, and I want your thoughts.
Talk about your boy, Jay.
I want all your thoughts here.
We got an LSU picture up there.
Well, it's like Elsa said in Frozen. Let it go, let it go. I don't know TJ Finley personally. I've heard from half the people, was a really good guy, but then I see on social media, obviously the deal with his parents. This is the best way, but you're not good enough. And that has nothing to do with TJ Finley being a good. This is high-level college football. Mm-hmm. We saw you at LSU, weren't good enough. Came to Auburn, weren't good enough. And the way it looks is you've got an all-SEC ego with FCS ability. Ooh. It's the truth. Tell me where I'm wrong. Tell me where I'm wrong. And I hope TJ goes on and has a successful career. I've got nothing personally against this man. I just don't think he's a very good quarterback. Mm-hmm. I just don't. I don't think he's good enough to play at Auburn. I don't think he's good enough to play at LSU or good enough to play in the SEC. And I would love to be proven wrong in that, but the tape don't lie. The eye in the sky doesn't lie. And now the question becomes, it's because it's not everybody knew TJ Finley wasn't going to be the quarterback, but now that he's gone, it opens up that spot for either Peyton Thorne or Casey Thompson, and it's looking like it's going to be Peyton Thorne. That's who it's looking like it's going to be right now. But If you're an Auburn fan, I will never get upset with watching somebody trim the fat. And that's what this is. You're trying to get that roster to be able to compete with Alabama and Georgia. And you can't do it with average players. And that's what TJ Finley was, an average player. And that is not a personal attack. That's just the truth, man. It's just the truth. And you know what the truth does?
Sets you free.
Sets you free.
Sets you free.
Blake?
I wish nothing but the best for TJ Finley.
Yeah, I do too.
I really do. But he's got Louisiana Lafayette written all over him.
All over him.
All over him. But go be great. Go be great because you haven't been great. All right. Sooner or later, look, you ever heard the song Man in the Mirror? Right? You got to look at yourself. You left LSU. You left Auburn. It's not everybody else's fault, bud. All right? You're just not that good. I'm not coming from a bad place when I say that. You're just mediocre.
So you're going to have to work. You know that guy who has a ton of potential on the team, who if he just works hard can realize that potential? Well, that's not you. You're going to have to work twice as hard just to be below mediocre.
But go ball somewhere else, man.
Yeah, go ball somewhere else.
No doubt. All right, Novak Djokovic, superstar tennis player, is going to be allowed to play in the U.S. Open this year after the COVID-19 policy has been changed for foreigners to enter the country.
Just like that, huh?
Just like that.
Just like that, you're good. Hey, wait a minute. We went back and looked. We were wrong again. So yeah, Novak, come over and play tennis. Because you were going to bring over the plague if you had done it before. This is the dumbest thing ever.
This guy stuck to his guns, though. This guy is in a race with Rafael Nadal to be the greatest tennis player of all time. And he said, you know what? I'll give up on those major championships because I am not going to go against my religious beliefs. And look at him now.
He won.
I never thought I'd be saying this about
Who's the
Novak
dummy
Djokovic,
now?
man.
I mean, it's just, that's your guy now. Don't lie.
Look, man, I never thought I'd pull
Don't lie.
Djokovic.
You got a lot more Novak.
Why don't you like Novak?
I like Nadal, man.
So that means you can't like Novak?
What is it about
Well, they're always in the championship together.
You like high quality playing tennis.
Yes, I do.
Right? That's what I like.
I do, and I think Novak Djokovic will retire as the greatest tennis player of all time.
I think so too.
He's just on a tear, man.
It's amazing. We don't want to let this guy in here, but you've seen the creatures walking around this country that we just let walk around?
Yeah.
It's hilarious to me.
Go to Walmart past 11 o'clock.
We have people complaining about they should get free plane seats because they're too big to fit in one, and we won't let Novak Djokovic in the.
How about the one I saw on TikTok? This morbidly obese girl was like, it's a fat tax because I can't find a rental car I can fit in. Look, if you can't fit in a car, like I'm not talking about Shaquille O'Neal. That's different. 7'2", 7'3". This girl's probably 5'6". She's probably 7'3" if you later on her side. But like if you can't fit in a rental car, maybe you're the problem. Again, if they have to butter the sides of the doors to fit you in there, I mean, imagine what happens if you got in there and there was a wreck, or you just had to get out and go to the bathroom. Would they have to bring in like the fire department to cut you out like it was a wreck? I mean, at some point, self-responsibility, man. We need some positivity bullying there. It's positivity bullying.
Well, it starts with saying fat and not morbidly obese. That's what's wrong with this country. You're not morbidly obese. You are fat.
That is another word. That is a.
But fat hits harder, right? Morbidly obese sounds like an excuse.
Here. I'm not.
Then you brought butter into it. She's not getting that. That butter's gone. All right, that butter's gone immediately. Right? She's not worried about the car ride anymore. She's worried about the stick of butter in your hand.
Well, this took an interesting turn.
Welcome to the show, Dave.
This took a big turn. All right.
Did someone say steak?
Next one here. Former Las Vegas Raiders receiver Henry Ruggs III unconditionally waived his right to a preliminary hearing Tuesday and will plead guilty to one count of DUI resulting in the death and one count of misdemeanor vehicular manslaughter in the 2021 car crash that he was.
Well, this is a tough segue. It's an awful situation, but you know what it was? A preventable situation.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody should drink and drive. And look, everybody's made mistakes, right? Everybody's made mistakes. But you are wealthy. I blame Henry Ruggs for the arrogance and taking for granted not only somebody else's life and everybody else out there, but the life that you were so fortunate that God blessed you with this ability to be able to go out there and do the things that Henry Ruggs is able to do. and a ton of money. Where are your friends? Where are your friends at? I know this much. I'm not the smartest, but I'm also not the dumbest. And I just, if you had any friends that were truly your friends, I will fight you before you get in that car. I will fight you before you get in that car.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going what? What was, how fast was
Like
you going?
120 miles per hour.
120 miles per hour in a what? Like a
Lambo.
No, I'm talking about like, what was the speed limit? Like 45? Something like that. It was
I
something.
think it was like 70. I think it was on a highway, wasn't he?
Was it on a highway? Was it on a highway?
So. I think it was on
But
a
still,
highway.
I mean, you're going 140?
Yeah, no, Henry Ruggs belongs in jail.
Yeah, he does.
That's where Henry Ruggs. I don't care if you're an astronaut, you play football, you wrote the dictionary. You're driving that fast. He was under the.
Man, he was going over 150.
Yeah.
You deserve to be
He was going
in
over
jail, buddy.
150.
You killed somebody and her dog.
And his alcohol limit was twice the legal limit.
You deserve to
Yeah.
be in jail. I don't care. Like I don't.
No,
care.
I'm not saying
I don't
I
care.
feel
You're
sorry
a great guy or whatever
him.
the hell Nick Saban wants to say about you when you're in college, buddy. You deserve to go to prison.
He was going 156 in a Corvette.
Yep. See how fast you can run in.
absolute
Let's see how
waste.
fast you can run in jail.
Just an absolute waste.
I hate it, man. I hate this. I hate this because he was coming out of Alabama when the Raiders picked him. I think Gruden was still there when they picked him, and it was
So
Well, you know
good.
what?
so much potential.
So good.
Well, you know what I hate? There's so many people out there, so many guys that played sports that would kill to have the opportunity to play in the NFL and would do everything right.
You got
And then
three right here.
Yeah, and then you have people like Henry Ruggs, who I guess it's just, whatever, I'll just go get drunk and go 150.
But this isn't the end. You go do your time, and you do whatever it takes to get better as a human being and try and come back. That's all you can do.
football career.
That's all you can do. It's
Yeah.
if football's over. Now you go and see if you can get your life back on track.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean,
some way, somehow. You'll never be able to bring that life back that was lost, but still, if anything positive could come from this, then let's focus on that.
yeah. I mean, yeah, maybe you go talk to kids, athletes about.
There you go. There you go.
It's just a tough situation.
Help prevent the next one from
Yep.
happening.
Yep.
Mhm.
Very true.
Booster Club, fellas.
Let's transition.
God, you're so good at transitioning.
You
You're
know,
showing.
I can't even use that word.
You're
around.
showing.
I just can't even.
Let's go to Cole Frank. I'm going to get the donations, even if they're not timely. All right? I don't care anymore. All right, it says MJ's a GOAT, LeBron is mid. Cole,
I love
hey,
all this.
Hey,
I love it.
still love you. You know what I'm saying? You're still what? Under that wing. And I'm not wearing Brett Cooper's jacket. Quit saying that.
I didn't say it.
Look like you want to say it. Cole Frank with another $5 donation. It was a question for Coach Tubbs, but we're going to answer it. All right. What is it like to debate the issue with people who think that it's fair for men to play against women? Jake, you've debated this with people.
Yeah, but it's the easiest debate to win ever. Here's what I say. Oh, it's not fair. You got a sister or a mother? Yeah, give me a basketball. Give me 5 minutes. I'll show you why.
Let's go to Ty Smith, $10 donation. What's up, Ty? War Eagle, fellas. War Eagle to you. The TJ Finley take of him transferring is spot on. Also, my twin bro passed me on donations on draft night, so I'm not backing down, baby.
Never back down.
Hashtag the younger twins will win. Younger brother mode. Lock it in, Ty. At the end of the day, we have the last say, and we could probably win in a fight.
I don't like the way you put that.
Why not?
I don't know. That's like a last.
What are you gonna do about it?
What do you mean last say?
What are you going to do about it?
Well, you already drank your coffee,
What are
so
you
I
gonna
did
do
what I
about it?
needed to do.
What are you going to do
Yeah,
about
you'll
it?
see in about 35 minutes after the show.
I can't. Why is it 35 minutes?
That's how Ryson works.
35? That's all it takes?
Yeah. Well, hold on. What time?
Ryson? Oh, no.
Yeah. It's not the San Francisco treat. I can promise you that.
All right, where does TJ Finley transfer to?
Let's go Jackson State.
You think he goes D1 or you
I think
think
he goes HBCU.
Really? That's a hell of a question. All right, let's go to question from SBG, the Trust Tree. All right, he wants to know, we want to do Coach Tubb, but I'm going to answer to myself. What is the next step that we'll have to do to get this thing passed to keep men out of women's sports?
You've got to get a majority in the Senate.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the way it works. Majority rules. Made it through the House, party line vote, it's got to go through the Senate. It's the only way. And you know how you do that? You elect people that have common sense. And there's Democrats that have common sense and Republicans that have common sense. Let's just bring all the people that have common sense. We can disagree about some things. That's good. We need dissent. We need debate. We need it. It doesn't need to all be one-sided. That's called a dictatorship. But for the love of God, stop electing stupid people. I mean, I don't know another way to put it. But speaking about next step, we're going to get Rusty Mansell in here,
Rusty.
new darling of On 3. the Cinderella.
Just got signed.
Dogs HQ just got signed. Talk about the portal. Everybody's the hottest
You love to
name
see a
for-
5-star go somewhere.
5-star,
you know?
for sure.
You
A little
love to
stiff
see
in the
it.
hips, but he makes up for it with instinct and natural ability. But if you want to take the next step in skincare, boy, oh boy, you're going to be glowing. I mean, it's going to be a real, Geppetto situation. And the Booster Club fact of the day that I don't think a lot of people know, our friends at Jenny Cell Skincare is the official skincare for the New Jersey Devils. Took one on the chin last night. But hey, it's been a great ride. We know the Canes, it's probably going to be split home and home. I think this one's probably going 7. We'll see if the Devils can hold on. They're currently in round 2 of the playoffs, like I said. And if you're tired of dealing with puffy eye bags, dry skin, and wrinkles, and you just want to look and feel your best every day like David Cohn, then start taking your skincare routine seriously with Genucel. And they're offering 70% off their most popular package, which is more free than it's not free, if you know how to do math. All right? Just in time for Mother's Day.
Yep.
For men, for women, it's goes both ways. And I've tried all of them. All right, every single one. The Genucel Dark Spot Corrector, it's a light spot now. The Ultra Retina Moisturizer, I'm already feeling silky smooth. And their world-class under-eye bag therapy, because the only bags that I have are the ones I hit in the gym. Never forget that. That's with Genucel Skincare, 70% off, all right? And they'll have you looking 5, 10, even 15 years younger just in time for beach season, baby. Because it's not just about the abs.
No.
It's about the face, too. So visit Genucel.com/booster to save over 70% off their most popular package. It includes the dark spot corrector, the ultra retinol and under eye treatment. Every order subscription includes a luxury gift box with these 3 free springtime essentials, like I said, just in time for warmer weather. Oh, and if you thought 70% was all they were giving away, well, I'll Billy Mays this thing. There's more. You'll get free shipping too. So go to Genucel.com/booster. Genucel.com/booster. When you got skin in the game, don't play with it. Get Genucel.
And don't forget Mother's Day.
Don't forget Mother's Day.
Don't forget it.
For the love of everything sacred.
Don't
in your
forget
life,
your
don't
mother.
forget it. Yeah. Don't forget her.
wife.
And your wife.
Unless she forgot you.
Dave, don't
Got
forget
two
your
mothers,
wife.
2 mothers
All right.
to look out for now.
Look at
And
you.
they're both getting the whole Genucel package.
Here's a guy
You
on
got 2 mothers?
Huh? There's another mother. There's the mother of my kids.
Another mother.
another mother for
Another
my
mother
brother.
for my kids.
Gets
I'm a
You
smothered.
brother.
go work on
Another
that
lover.
song, and we're going to talk to Rusty.
All right.
Cool.
Rusty Mansell on 3. Newly minted. Jersey hadn't even been broken
With
in
the
yet.
Jordan pick back there.
Right. Oh, yeah. Rusty, what's up, man?
Damn, I need Jenny to call me. Y'all just described everything. I got puffy bags, bad skin. I got Panama
Not me.
Look.
I got Panama City skin. Like in
Panama City.
in 1995, we rubbed like Miller Lite on it. There was no SPF. Like,
I love it. What?
Now we all walk around like an old boot. We don't know what happened to us.
Yeah, well, Rusty, look, I feel like just with you go to Genucel.com/booster and you use that. I'm telling you, look at Cohn's face. It looks like he was born 3 days ago.
I'm on week 7. It's a Benjamin Button situation.
It really is. He's going back in time.
He's already playing Maverick in Top Gun 3. I
That's
see it.
exactly right. And he looks like Elon
He's
Musk.
not
dude.
getting in a jet, Russ. He's 7'3".
Hey. I asked NASA. I asked them in Huntsville. They
Were you in the
always
jet or
told me,
the rocket ship?
well, they always told me I couldn't be an astronaut because I was too tall, and they confirmed in Huntsville that's not accurate.
That's
They said,
not accurate.
We make them bigger now.
Who'd you ask in
See that?
Huntsville?
Huh?
Yeah.
Who'd you talk to in Huntsville?
The janitor.
Some
I think it was a
13-year-old?
PR guy.
But Rusty, man, congrats on the move. You're at On 3 now. Kind of tell our audience a little bit about it, man. It's big news.
Yeah, man, it was a great opportunity for me. And like I said, it kind of my intro video, I've hitched my wagon to Shannon Terry, and this guy gave me a life-changing opportunity in 2010 to be full-time in something I love to do and passionate about recruiting and college sports. And, when he called and we talked, I said, Shannon, look, I listen, everything. 24/7 is a wonderful company, great company. It's an absolute monster. I've enjoyed it. But, when Shannon called and said, look, this is what's on the table for you, I was like, dude, I'm done. I mean, just tell me when I can start. And, he's not only a mentor, a great friend, but, this guy is well documented. I think he sold 2 companies for over 180 million, and he goes to work every day at 5:30 in the morning. So when you have a guy like that kicks ass every single day, sign me up, man, because if I'm going to roll the dice on my future, my family, kind of my name, my brand, I'm going with Shannon Terry every time. And I feel like this is the last move. I hope this is the last move I ever make.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's 3 for 3 again. You know, you go where the getting's good. But I do want to jump into Georgia before we look at national landscape. Booster Club, if you want to get some questions in there, go ahead and ask them. We'll get to them with Rusty Mansell, Dogs HQ on 3 Sports. Rusty, when you look at the quarterback situation, I mean, I think that's kind of the narrative around college football outside of the Pac-12, where it seems like they're returning every quarterback that was fantastic last year or has a chance to be great. Well, what do you think about Georgia's quarterback situation right now? And I'll get to Alabama's in a second. But, I mean, is it Carson Beck and then everybody else?
I think Carson Beck separated himself those last 2.5 weeks, which ended in a great kind of national exposure in the G-Day spring game. And listen, I got to caution people because those things are very scripted. He knows he's not going to get touched. He can step into every throw. So is it Carson Beck's job? I do think it's Carson Beck's job. I think he's got a extremely talented arm. He's accurate. He's able to process things. But, you know, I've been seeing a lot of stuff, man. People got him in New York already and leaving and all that. And I just want to be real cautious here with some of these things and what you put on this young man, because he's never taken a snap in a meaningful minute ever in the history of his Georgia career. So there's still things for him to answer, but it's hard not to look at him and go, man, this guy's got tools and he's been there a while. But that quarterback room at Georgia is extremely deep right now because Brock Vandagriff is a dude. Gunnar Stockton can freaking play. So, you know, how this thing's going to shape out in the fall, nobody has stared down a week, facing Auburn on Monday, your starter, going to Knoxville in Tennessee late in November. So there's going to be some questions there. But Carson Beck right now, for me, is number one. And he finished it off with a great last 2.5 weeks of spring practice.
Definitely. I mean, he knows the process it takes to go win a championship. You know, that's why drafted Stetson Bennett, is left a legacy there for him too. I still can't believe he went 120. Imagine if he didn't get
he'll go win three. He'll go win 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah, he will.
But Rusty, when you look at this Georgia roster compared to the last 2 seasons, how do you think it's, and I know they haven't played a game yet, and you don't really know until you see the new group go out there. I know there's some guys returning, but how does this roster, from a potential standpoint, kind of stack up to the 2 years before where they were able to hold the big trophy up at the end?
A tad bit different as far as the O-line is nasty. They've got 5 guys that are, I mean, if you go to a Georgia practice and you walk up and the best way to describe those guys are aliens. Like, I don't know how people look like that. And you look at Amarius Mims at 6'7.5" and how he can bend and those types of things. Cedric Van Pran coming back does not get enough coverage. That guy he got a 3rd round grade as a center.
Yeah.
And I was shocked he came back. So you look at that, you look at the wide receivers, you add Dominic Lovett, Ra Thomas. Here's the thing. If you follow Georgia for 30 years, a little thin, dangerously thin at running back now with some injuries. Branson Robinson, Kendall Milton cannot stay healthy. Andrew Paul's coming off an ACL. So, you look at Georgia for 30 years and like Georgia's going to have backs. Well, they got backs, but they're not healthy and they haven't been healthy. So that concerns you a little bit. There's not a Jalen Carter. So, and it's just not. Those don't come around often. But Nazir Stackhouse is a guy that talking to NFL scouts, they feel, like this guy has got potential to be that dude. He's not going to be Jalen Carter, so I'm never going to say that, but he can be really, really good. Michael Williams is the freshman last year. Obviously, that game against Paris Johnson and what he did in that Ohio State game, kind of validated 5-star potential out of him. So he's back. The one thing I'll tell you is at the end of the year last year when Georgia played Tennessee, when they played Ohio State and they played TCU, they basically were down to nothing at outside linebacker. They had Marvin Jones Jr. with a torn labrum. They had him on a pitch count. He was playing about 8-10 snaps a game. Nolan Smith was gone. They were destroyed there. The guys they've added at outside linebacker, and I'm telling you right now, I'll give you a name, Damon Wilson. It was a huge recruiting battle between Georgia and Ohio State. This freshman's there. Michael Williams is there. Jalen Walker's going to be back. Chaz Chambliss is a guy, kind of one of these overachiever type players. So they've got some spots where they're not as strong as they have. But for me, the premium positions are always tackle and can you get after the passer, the quarterback. And I think Georgia's really going to have some athletic dudes that were a lot different than in the year last year.
Line of scrimmage most important, edge of the line of scrimmage most important.
Yep.
Always will be that way.
Rusty, 10 Bulldogs drafted last week to the NFL. I mean, that pro team in Philly is basically the Philadelphia Bulldogs at this point. They have a great strategy here. Just get as many Alabama and Georgia players as possible. Which one of these guys do you think has the best chance for us to still be talking about him in 10 years and be a future Hall of Fame type guy?
Well, If you want to say future Hall of Fame, I think Broderick Jones might have been. He went in the first round. And you say, how can you be overrated? Like, people didn't talk about him because there was so much focus on Jalen Carter. And then Nolan Smith is such a great ambassador, and everybody loves Nolan Smith. But Broderick Jones is a damn dancing bear.
Yeah.
I went to see him play AAU basketball, and he was a junior. And when you're 6'5.5", 280, and you're drop step baseline and two-hand dunking, and I'm like, oh my God, this dude, you know what I mean? Like, that doesn't happen much. So he goes to one of the best organizations in all of sports, the Pittsburgh Steelers. And all they do, and they got a great head coach that starts there. Broderick Jones, they can plug him in at left tackle. And if he stays healthy, this guy can do 10 or 12 years because there's only a few handful every class like this. And when you get a chance to draft a left tackle with his frame, his length, you go back and watch the Ohio State game, which, ultimately wound up being the best team Georgia played. I mean, he stoned some dudes.
Yeah. Yep. Rusty, SEC quarterbacks. Bryce Young taken number 1 overall. We saw Anthony Richardson, Florida, gone. Hendon Hooker, Tennessee, gone. Even at Georgia, they were talking about Stetson Bennett drafted. Who will be the most effective quarterback in the SEC this next season?
That's a great question. Listen, I'm not saying can I say best fit and more impactful? You know who people don't talk about coming back is KJ Jefferson.
Yeah.
This dude, for what Arkansas, if they can get to 8 wins, how impactful that guy is and what he's going to do. When you look at all these things, when you look at these, Joe Milton, I mean, this guy has got a cannon. You saw what he did against Clemson, and he's going to, have a whole offseason into the roster thing. So there's a ton of questions. That's what's fascinating for what we all do. Is a ton of questions on quarterback position in the SEC, and you start looking at the landscape. Ohio State replacing, Alabama replacing, Georgia replacing. Spencer Rattler coming back to South Carolina. That's going to be a heavy topic as we get into the summer. What does he look like in his second season? Because, man, he got hot down the stretch, and they won some big games. So I'm fascinated at this. I know we're about to talk about these Alabama quarterbacks, so I'm really fascinated there. But LSU obviously got a dude, and that room's deep at LSU too for Coach Kelly.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't talk about kind of under the radar guys, Jaden Daniels.
I know.
Returning starter to come back in the SEC other than Spencer Rattler.
For sure.
Let's go to Texas Ed. Rusty wants to know, next year when the SEC goes to a rotating schedule, do you see Georgia having a tougher schedule to go through than what they have to skate through now?
Hell yes. I mean, Georgia, listen, they're going to get killed this summer on their national media, and they should, because this schedule sucks. I'll just say it. But don't forget, the SEC took away from – they were going to Oklahoma week 2. They were going to Norman, and that had been scheduled. So when you lose the game that late and you have to replace it with Ball State, there's nothing left. So you look at Georgia's schedule, and it is what it is. But, man, when they get this rotating schedule – by the way, I don't know if you guys have touched on it, but I guess the SEC and ESPN had a little sneaky little meeting down in Rosemary, and I guess from what I was told, the presidents and the ADs were in the room with ESPN, and they're like, look, here's the paycheck for 8 games, and here's the paycheck for 9 games.
Yeah.
So y'all want 8 or you want 9? So you know how that thing went. And, kind of, I'm not saying this is official, and you guys, you do more of the broad coverage than I do, but it sounds like if they go 9, which I believe is going to happen, it's going to be Georgia's going to play Auburn, Florida, and Kentucky as their 3 permanent fixtures in this.
Which that makes sense. Like that makes sense. Like, and it looks like Auburn, speaking of that, is going to have Georgia, Alabama, and in that case, you have to give us Vanderbilt, right? You give us Georgia and Bama, you have to give us Vanderbilt.
Or a high school team.
Or a high school team.
Vanderbilt's never been more popular. Like, everybody's trying to go on the date.
Expectations, Rusty.
They're like the girl that got really good looking and going into 11th grade, who used to wear glasses and had buck teeth.
Vanderbilt.
I can't bust.
Florida last year.
My guy Barton Simmons is doing a hell of a job up there. I'm gonna tell you something now.
Yeah, I like Clark. I like Clark Lee. I like Clark.
We understand. They know what they can't. They know what they're facing in the build they have to do there. But I'll tell you this, man. That AJ Swan, kid out of Georgia, freaking loved him. And I'm telling you, man, that dude right there, they went all in on him. And you see all those collectives in Vanderbilt, and they stepped up. AJ Swan looks like he's going to stay there and be their guy, through his career. So I'm telling you, it starts at quarterback. And when Vanderbilt has had opportunities and been good, they've had a difference maker at that position because that equalizes things a little bit. AJ Swan, hell of a quarterback.
Yeah, and I'm only talking about football now. They're a problem in baseball. Vanderbilt's always going to be a problem in basketball. So this is they need a softball team. Like I don't understand that. Like it's the weirdest thing.
They're elite at golf. That's all I know.
Yeah, they're great at golf. It's when
Elite
you change
golfers.
the name to Gator.
Can they not build? Is the property too much? I mean, hell, Shannon will give them some property in Brentwood.
Well, hell. The crazy thing is, Rusty, it's not like they don't have money. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you guys can't afford it. If anybody would have a women's team, you'd think it'd be Vanderbilt.
I'm telling you, man. And Clemson,
Panama City skin. That's the funniest thing I've
That
heard
is
all day.
good.
dude, I'm telling you, it was bad. When I go to the beach now, I'm like wearing a welding helmet. Like the sun is not touching me.
Hilarious. That is hilarious. Well, I didn't know, man. Shannon's over there in Brentwood. He's by me.
Oh, wow.
Oh, well,
Neighbors.
Well, I bet I know what neighborhood he's in, too.
Neighbors.
It ain't mine. It's not mine. There's one that looks like you're going up to Hogwarts up there. Like you gotta answer a riddle and pay some Cyclops. But Rusty, I do want to ask you about the Alabama quarterback situation. I'm not in the habit of underestimating Nick Saban. I can go ahead and tell you that right now. But I'm also not in the habit of going into this thing blind. And if you're bringing in Tyler Buchner, somebody's got to transfer out of there. I mean, you would just think it would. I mean, I know they didn't. The window's closed or whatever it is right now. But, I mean, if you're bringing in Tyler Buchner, not that Tyler doesn't have a chance to be a good quarterback, but this isn't a Bryce Young. There's a Bryce Young or something. It's a little bit different.
Yeah, well, look, we can dance around it all you want. This is not Bryce Young, and they don't have anything near Bryce Young. And there's not many Bryce Youngs. And when you watch Alabama last year, I know they lost, but go back and watch Bryce Young in that Tennessee game. Holy shit. I mean, that dude, he kept them in the Texas game to win that thing. And he's special, man. But to bring him down from Notre Dame, and then you got Tommy Rees. Now, not only did he recruit him out of high school, he's coached him. And he spent an entire spring with these two other quarterbacks. And when he sat in that room privately and talked to him, he had to say, look, dude, you can come here and be the guy.
Yeah.
I'm not coming to Notre Dame, to Alabama, just to say I played at Alabama. That ain't happening. Now, I will say this. I saw a lot of social media response about him and his stats and all that. Like I say with everything else, give him a little bit because he's going to walk into a room with the best team he's ever been surrounded by.
Without a doubt. I'm talking about offensive linemen in front of you, skill players. They got a damn 5-star running back, Justice Haynes, who I've been covering since the 8th grade. And this dude is for real. He's for real and mature. Great kid. I'm talking about focused, different dude now. So he's going to have players around him. So let's see what he can do. And also, he don't have to score 80 points. They got defense. They can make stops. It's okay to punt at Alabama. So I'll say this. People are judging a little bit, but I say, in my opinion, that dude's coming and he's going to be the quarterback for me quickly. Yeah, I think he is too. And on that same coin, he's about to be playing against the best competition he's ever played against too. Right. So we'll see.
Every week.
That's exactly right. It's Taco Tuesday every day.
Bobblehead
quarterback. But Rusty Mansell on 3 Sports' newest edition. Heard it was a hell of an NIL deal. You can catch him over at Dogs HQ. Rusty, did I miss anything? Is there any place else they can catch you? Are you going to be in Hollywood yet or what?
I don't even know where the hell I've been all week.
I know.
Catch you on that beach in Panama City, baby.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That Darth Vader suit on, too.
Rusty, I have one more question. I almost forgot to ask you. Someone was telling me yesterday about a Netflix doc on Valdosta. Have you seen? Do you know what I'm talking about yet?
I have not. I know they've talked about some things.
Okay.
So someone reached out to me about a year ago and asking if I was interested in being involved with a South Georgia type deal. They won't give you any. They wouldn't give me any. And I said, it's according. When you can give me a little bit more information, give me a call. And I haven't heard back. So I guess I didn't make the cut on that. But that didn't surprise me. But the word I was told, it was a South Georgia type high school thing. So it could only be 2 spots for me. It could have been Valdosta or it could have been Moultrie. You know what I mean?
Sadly, Rusty, it's not Statesboro High School anymore, brother.
Woo! I tell you what, man. Cam Michael, that dude at Statesboro High School is going to make a decision here not too long. And I went down and saw him last spring. You know, talking about a 10'8", 100 guy, 6'2", 205 pounds, and those don't come around. You know, a guy plays basketball, 2 sports, so much data on these 2 sport athletes, and Statesboro's got one right now. The Cam Michael. If you hadn't seen him, go watch his highlights. He's a dude.
Yeah.
Man, you can't get anything by Rusty, man.
That's exactly right. Well, On Three's got one too. Hey, Rusty, thanks so much, my friend. Appreciate it. I know it's been a whirlwind of a week.
Hey, you guys coming to golf tournament next week? I saw you last year at this one.
Yeah, we're gonna try and be there. We're gonna try and be there. Got some stuff going on, but we try to make that one when we can, so we can go there and miss fairways and putts.
Well, as y'all make your trek down 75, don't stop at any Walmarts in Northwest Georgia. I bought about 6 cases of noodles yesterday, so I'm ready. I'm ready for Monday.
Guy, I love it. I love it. You'll find mine in the woods too. Rusty, thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. See you next week, man.
All right, appreciate it. All right, let's get to the Booster Club.
All right, let's go to Jeremy White, $5 donation. Thank you, Jeremy. Dingo appreciates the love. What are the Lions' chances of winning division, and who's the biggest divisional threat? And also, go blue, Dave.
Go blue.
I'm sick of y'all, man. I'm sick. Why is it so many damn Michigan fans out here?
Why are you sick of
I'm
them?
just sick of them. I'm starting to not like them.
I heard they're sick of
honest.
you.
I'm
Wow.
starting to not like them.
Man of the people.
Yeah,
I'm starting. Look.
Fake.
Yeah. Look, to be honest,
Fake.
why don't y'all win something? Why don't y'all go win something?
They won the
before
Big
you come talk?
Ten.
Twice.
Congrats. The Big Ten. If you can complete a pass for 10 yards, you're going to have a chance to win it all.
Big Ten had the
wow.
same amount of players as SEC taken.
Keep it up.
Congrats.
Keep it up. Keep it up over
I'm
there.
going to keep it up. Oh, trust me.
Blaine's in isolation, man.
There might not be any dragons coming in
Don't
tomorrow.
ever look at me and call me an isolationist.
You are.
How dare you?
You are.
I can't read people's minds. All right, let's go to Ryan Smith. We got a little brother war kicking up in here.
Not this one?
$5 donation. Not today, little bro.
Whoa.
Shoot and miss. Where you go, guys? My bro and I are planning on calling in soon.
Nice.
Donation
Go
battle.
Winning.
tomorrow.
Donation battle. You love to see it. Let's go to David S. All right. $5 donation. Thank you, David. What do you guys think of J.J. Watt investing in Burnley Football Club up in the Clarets?
I saw that.
Good for you. I mean,
Yeah.
enjoy it, man. Enjoy your retirement.
Yeah.
You know what I like about this? It isn't J.J. Watt saying, "Hey, man, I'm thinking about coming back already. You know, here I come back on my woke up. I'm back on my bully." No, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go invest in a soccer team. I'm gonna pull a Ryan Reynolds. I'm gonna go invest in a soccer team, and let's see if we can't get this thing popping.
Let's go to
Love it.
Let's go to Jimbo Eagle. All right, he wants y'all to know that the 2023 Vanderbilt Commodores will go down as the greatest college football team in history. Okay, that's what he wants y'all to know.
You could have just
Jimbo
stopped,
Eagle?
You could have just stopped after.
Yes.
You could have just stopped after "will go down."
They will go down.
So y'all talk about me with Michigan. What's y'all's deal with Vandy?
Nothing. Vanderbilt
You hate
golf.
them.
Vanderbilt golf's elite.
No,
Hey, hate's a strong
Might win the
word.
Natty.
Vanderbilt football. That's what they.
Nobody
Hate?
hates
Come on,
Vanderbilt.
It
hate.
feels like y'all do.
Nobody hates Vanderbilt football.
Yeah, y'all do.
You're just trying to make up for your.
No, y'all just hate them. I don't know why.
Your blasphemy. towards
Cole Frank with a $2 donation. Thank you, Cole. Blaine's poll tomorrow is that jacket's Brett's jacket. Can we stop doing this, guys?
Wait, did you put on Brett Cooper's
Hey,
jacket?
you know what it looks like though, for real? You know, on a Starsky and Hutch, like Big
Bacardi
Earl,
Coke, do it.
Big Earl. You know, Will's Ferrell character has a jacket.
The dragon?
The dragon on.
Oh, we should get that.
You should.
I'm down for that. Let's go to Tyrese. $5 donation. People whining more than Mike Vick's puppy over the dog's schedule. Championship.
Yeah, because we're. Here's what's I'm not gonna blame the players or Georgia for the SEC taking away the Oklahoma game. Now, there's some people that go out and schedule soft. Okay, they do schedule soft, but you got the game taken away from. I'm not gonna get mad about that. It's not Georgia's fault.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I said this about Michigan last year, which it was a similar situation. I think they were scheduled to play UCLA, something like that. And I think this year, what did he say? Georgia was supposed to play Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So again, the players and the coaches, they need to be just focused on winning every game that's in front of them.
They can only play
It's
who-
our job to say, hey, this schedule is weak, and we're going to take that into account when it comes to strength of schedule. But if Georgia, with a new quarterback, runs the table all the way through the East, wins their non-conference games, and then wins the SEC championship, then goes to the college football playoff and wins all those games, they're going to be national champions.
Well, some people
deservedly so.
Some people act like Kirby Smart called a team meeting. Was like, guys, here's what I'm thinking about the schedule. Is this good with y'all? Y'all want to make it a little bit harder? But I can call Oklahoma and tell them to shove it.
He's
right
at a
now.
point now. He wants to go play the best teams in the country.
Yes.
Like, you're at a point now, back-to-back champions. You're wanting to go beat everyone.
Yeah, but all of a sudden you give me 9 in conference games in the SEC. Nah,
That might be
turn this thing into a cupcake
That'd
factory.
be different.
Okay, Jeremy White, $2 donation. Thank you, Jeremy. Blaine's ego didn't let y'all answer the question. All right, the question was about the Lions.
Oh yeah. I think I'm a big Lions guy.
Biggest divisional threat.
Big. I mean, It's got to be the Vikings.
Vikings,
right?
you have to say the Vikings.
Gotta be the
because they're
Vikings.
still going to be elite on offense. They can only get better on defense.
The Packers
right?
don't scare me with Jordan Love. Like if the Vikings added Jordan Addison, you know who Kirk Cousins is, right? But if the Vikings can just be average on defense, that's your biggest threat. But guess what the greatest part about that is? If y'all can just be average on defense, y'all can be the biggest threat.
Yeah.
That's the battle. The Lions are as close to the best team in the division as they've been in a long, long time. The Aaron Rodgers era at the Packers is over. Justin Fields has really no weapons around him at the Bears still right now. I think they're still a couple years away. The time is now. The gumball smuggler, Jared Goff, let's get it.
I still think the Vikings are the favorite, though, right?
Yeah, I would say that.
Yeah, for sure. Bradley Cogdale, he says, I'm worried that Rattler is going to be overhyped because of the games we won at the end of the season. I think he has potential, but not sure if that's who he is or if that was just a couple of lucky games. We've never questioned the talent of Spencer Rattler, just his mental and his chicken.
Yeah, here's my thing with Spencer Rattler. It's amazing. He does better when everybody's hating on him. When people expect big things is when he falls apart. So if I'm a South Carolina fan, I'm telling everybody to be mean to Spencer Rattler. Tell me where I'm wrong. Look at Oklahoma. Look at what happened. Pretty simple situation.
All right, let's go to
There you go.
I like it.
Escape from Illinois. Hey, Blaine. Hey, bud. How did Auburn do against Penn State at home last year? Fair point. And how did Michigan do against Penn State? Be quiet, man. I don't really think you should gas yourself up about being a bad Auburn team.
I think he should gas
y'all
himself
finished
up.
third in the Big Ten.
I think he should gas himself up.
But hey, whatever. Look, hey, you're here, okay? Penn State. I think y'all need to worry about. Y'all need to
I
worry
don't
about other
cut down
things in
trust
football
trees,
games.
despite what's his name said last week.
I got no problem with Penn State. Penn State was a better team. That's one of the worst Auburn teams I've seen. But like when you use it's just tough when you use the one team, against another in a certain circumstance to judge conferences because I could sit here and say
that's all we have though.
Michigan lost to TCU, who lost to Kansas
50.
State, who got their pants pulled down by Alabama in front of God and everybody. So
Georgia beat them by 6.
That's why I use it in the transitive property. But what would be better? If they do what I say and make a Big Ten SEC challenge like we do in basketball for football.
But then you're still going to have Big Ten teams that don't play Big 12 teams, and like every team can't play.
But
we just have to, common opponents. We have to talk about common opponents
For sure.
Not as important as your real opponents.
Yeah.
Like win those games.
Yeah.
But we talk about them.
Absolutely. Darby Lou Cone wants to know that Vandy football is on the rise. All right, and I'm
Darby
still
Lou's in the
banned.
chat?
I'm banned a year from y'all's house.
Pro Vanderbilt football talk over there.
Whoa.
You're banned for a year now. It went up from 6 months.
Well, here's the funny thing. If Vanderbilt
going on,
somehow,
I'll work on it. I'll work.
if Vanderbilt
man.
somehow beat Alabama in football, Darby Lou would hate him.
Oh, are
She'd
you
hate
kidding
him.
me?
She would
They're
hate him.
dead to her.
Yeah, that's exactly right. All right, I'm heading over to the board of discovery, friendship, and
Discovering friendship.
discovering
Emotional
friendship, which
well-being.
is very important. And you guys know our Booster Club bets, they're brought to you by DraftKings. So download the app right now and sign up with code BOOSTER. Literally, stop what you're doing, unless you're watching the show, keep doing that. But go ahead and download the app, because new customers, you can make a $5 bet and score $150 in bonus bets instantly. Okay? That's only at DraftKings Sportsbook with our code BOOSTER. Let's win some cake. Here's what I got today. Must win for Stars and Leafs.
What is going on? I thought the dragon was flying. I thought the dragon was flying over the studio back there.
What do you mean?
You relax.
I was grabbing the hockey stick with my foot.
You've been a bull in a china shop all day today.
Okay.
All day today.
All right. Well,
Don't make this about me.
No, I'm just saying.
See,
you look
just
like one. You
deflect.
look like one of the wives of a Hell's Angels writer.
Deflex.
So
That's all he
here's what I
does.
got: Stars
All
and
he
Leafs
does.
tonight. Must win.
What did he say? I didn't hear what he said.
You look like the wife of a Hell's Angel writer.
The wife? All right, I'll make sure to tell Wardrobe you said that. Make sure to tell him.
It's 2023.
fine.
Give me this. They gotta win. It's a must win. Is this why we couldn't answer Lions questions? I just get
Quit
through it.
destroying stuff.
I just get through it.
Gorlock the Destroyer. Thanks for Kelsey's take, Lizzie's takes, Gorlock the Destroyer's take.
Chapa un abaja. All right, Stars Leafs money line. That's plus 135. Come on, guys.
Yes.
And then I'm going back to college baseball. Okay, Missouri at home against Ole Miss. Early Thursday. Okay, Ole Miss is the favorite. Both 5-16 in the SEC. I'm taking Mizzou straight up plus 115. What y'all got?
Look, man, I'm with you on the first one. I know I sat here merely 48 hours ago, and I promised y'all I would never again bet on the Maple Leafs. But at some point, I have to trust the playoff parlay theory.
You have to.
I have to trust the playoff parlay theory. Maple Leafs at home, Stars at home, both need to get it. I like Jake's pick here. I'm going with that parlay plus 135. And I'm going to go with the Warriors to win. Same thing, at home, playoffs, they need to win. And if they do, Steph probably has more than 28.5. So I'm going to take that parlay as well. Yes, Steph, over 28.5. Warriors win, minus 105.
Nice, I like it. What do you got?
Nerfy.
Dude, you're undefeated in the Nerfies. You may never miss one.
Yeah, I'm betting Nerfy. See, like, what's your deal, dude?
Because you do it all
That's
the
what
time.
I'm
It
talking
sucks,
about.
doesn't
That's what
it?
I'm
The
talking about.
those two already hit today.
Just the worst. Dave, you already won the month. Congratulations.
Those two already hit today.
Excuse me, I'm going to say my bets. Is that okay with you? Okay, thank you. All right, I'm going with it again. All right, give me the Mariners, A's. The A's are definitely not scoring run in the first inning, so just don't be the Mariners.
Oh, God, I may just...
Nerfy, minus 120, and then give me the Brewers, Rockies, Nerfy, little dog action. It was a dog Nerfy first bet, like the odds, but the over-under's 7.5.
A Nerfy at Coors?
It's... Woo! Look, hey, I heard there's a lot of Randy rolling over going on there. Let's just get out of here. Guys.
Also, that air is thinner than an anorexic person, too. Here's what Ace has.
Uncalled for.
Lakers, +6. Brewers, -1.5. That's going off at plus 105. The Lakers bet is -110. That's a straight-up spread bet, guys. Straight-up spread. Ain't no margin around here. What do we got in the Boost Club?
Cone's wife's being mean to me, which is kind of worrisome.
What'd she say?
She said that I bring this on myself.
You do.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
I don't think so.
You bring it.
Jimbo Eagle, Jake and David definitely hitting the over tomorrow on the Flaming Dragon Friday. Pew, 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 pew.
Probably not.
Is
there a live stream tonight?
motivation.
Is there a live stream happening tonight? No, there's not. We're going to be super focused.
Yeah.
You say that every week.
When you guys...
Well, you do well.
Last week, I walked in here and said, there's
You
no
do well.
shot. Because
You do well.
we're here until...
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. I dropped the bag, okay?
Yeah.
I get that. We don't have to celebrate it.
So are we in plus money tomorrow? What is this, like a plus 135 on the...
Oh, you're dogs for sure tomorrow.
For sure?
Well,
I'm going to give you a little room to work tomorrow.
Take that bet.
Good. I like the hate. I like that Kelly Rowland motivation.
Like, I'm going to give you a little room to work tomorrow.
I don't even
Maybe a
know
4.5?
I don't even know who you are.
Maybe a 4.5.
Look, I'm done talking trash. I'm just going to show up and ball.
Let's go to Stephen Moore, who's always right.
He's always right.
Okay. If Bijan is comp to Saquon, then Falcons win the NFC South and get to the second round of the playoffs. Y'all see that happening?
Nah.
No, I don't, because Saquon has a quarterback and the rest of a team that's pretty good.
And a great coach.
Yeah. Like the Falcons, I mean, again, congrats, you got an average quarterback. I know that the division isn't fantastic that you're in, but I just think the Falcons have to, if you're relying on a running back to win you the division, you're in trouble. Like, let's just be honest. That's not a great situation to be in. And I like Arthur Smith, man. Like, I want him to do good. I want the Falcons to do good. I don't see it. Love Bijan. I just don't see it.
All right, let's go to Deacon and Nora. Hashtag Ask Crain and Co. When is the song coming out? We got to know.
It's getting tuned up right now. It's sent into the label. I've already been reached out to by a couple labels.
Oh, you got a deal already?
Maybe. We're having to see. They're very surprised. They listened to it and they said, the first thing they said, they looked at me and they're like, did you really do this? And I said, yes. And they're like,
They said no, it was Luke.
you know, it's like, you know, I know Kanye lost his mind now, but there's that one song where he walks in there and says, give me 50 million or I'm gonna quit. Like, that's what I feel about this song. So we'll see.
Wow.
We'll see. Paul?
Good luck. We got some time. We have 3 minutes. Calm down. Let's go to Sister Riggs. The Brewers game is supposed to be extremely high scoring. The Nerfy scares me. That's what they want you to think, Sister Riggs. That's what they want you to think. All right, I'm telling you. Take my hand. Walk with me together. Where are you? You're in the trust tree here. You're also under.
I want to take a first pitch homer in that game now.
Dude, I'm telling you, I've seen more first pitch doubles this year than I have in a long time. And they go off at like plus 40.
You've been keeping track of first pitch
4,200.
doubles for a
Yeah,
while?
that's what I do in my spare time. It's my analytics. Don't worry about it.
I thought you were a bird.
Let's worry about your hit song. Let's go to Mad Veg. Even as a Vikings fan, I'd love to see an era where the Vikes and the Lions battle for the NFC North domination. I'm not sure what will happen because the Lions still need to prove it. I think it's a little bit closer than what you think, Mad Veg.
I still think the Vikings got to prove it. Like, I mean, what if the Vikings won? To be honest, when it really matters. So I do love seeing when teams on the come up, you know, kind of, you know, you look at the Lions. I think the Bears are going to be fine down the road. Like, I like the future of the division. I think the Packers right now are the ones lagging in the back. I just don't, you know, I don't believe in Jordan Love as much as other people do. All right, let's get to the poll.
All right, here we go. Is the Mandalorian mid?
No.
Yes or no?
I can't speak to the latest season, but I like the first.
I'm gonna say no. I agree with Cone. I would put it at 72%.
71.
Wow. No, 35%. Yes, 65%.
Wow. What is that? Because of the Gina Carano deal?
No, it's just
about
not
that.
good.
I don't know. I've heard a lot of people say it was good.
It's not good.
I don't know. Apparently not. We got All Access today, 12:30 Eastern, 11:30 a.m. Central. Come join us where we talk even more and have a great time with friends and other people. Yes.
Brian Hall with a $5 donation. He says, Flaming Dragon's punishment for what? I don't know. Monologue and Get Off My Lawn or its mids to be done with the labor simulator for the losers.
I'm down with that.
We'll talk about it.
Okay. You got any parting shots, gentlemen?
That's it, man.
Happy May 4th, y'all.
Yeah, may the 4th be with you. Appreciate you guys. Make sure you subscribe. Follow us on all social media. We're literally everywhere. It's just Crain and Company. And then our names for our individual accounts. Thanks to Rusty Mansell and Mr. Coach Senator Tommy Tuberville for joining us as well, trying to talk about protecting women's sports. It's absolutely ridiculous that we've gotten to this point. But we really appreciate you guys. Join us on All Access. And like the chances of Jason Tatum being the alpha dog for the Celtics in the playoffs, we're gone.